距离比赛开始还有10分钟。
Ladies and gentlemen, the matches will start in 10 minutes.
扣人心弦的比赛离不开运动员的顽强拼搏，精彩绝伦的呈现效果离不开现场观众的支持与配合。为了更好的这场比赛，我们提醒您注意以下观赛礼仪，请您持票入场，对号入座。在比赛过程中，由于运动员的精神高度集中，请您将手机调整至静音状态。在比赛进行中，请不要使用闪光灯拍照，以免干扰双方运动员。第15届世界武术锦标赛真诚感谢您对赛事的支持。
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit according to your seat number and please switch your phone to silent mode. Flash photography is prohibited during the matches. Thank you for your cooperation.
第15届世界武术世锦赛赛事组委会打造的快闪活动来到西南东莞金武体育会东方体育中心闵行体育馆等地，全方位展示武术历史与文化，将传统武术与现代潮流完美结合。接下来，请欣赏本片《武士高手舞动天下》。
Now let's enjoy the combination of traditional Wushu and modern culture through a short video.
请您。
请裁判员、运动员、工作人员各就各位。请裁判员、运动员、工作人员各就各位。Referees, athletes, and refs, please get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Unit 2 of the 15th World Wushu Championships is about to commence. 请裁判员入场 Referees, please marching.
To our viewing audience, welcome back to the second session of the 15th World Wushu Championships. We are in the Sanda event, and I'm joined here by Mark Lorenzo. We are now watching our referees and officials march into this second session. We have a full session in this 2:30 session of more than 23 bouts after a very exciting morning, Mark. We are here in the beautiful city of, beautiful municipality of Shanghai at the Mingham District Gymnasium.
Yes, and what an amazing first session we had, and with the second session, we're going to see our officials recognized.
Chairman of the jury of the year, from Egypt. 副主任彼得沃尔，英国 Vice Chairman of the Jury of the Year, Peter Wall from Ukraine. 委员马库斯·阿尔维斯，巴西 Member of the Jury of the Year, Marcus Vinicius Arlas from Brazil. 下面介绍裁判组成员。Now introduce the group of judges. 董裁判长
And we'll begin our bouts with the lower weight classes in the women's category, 52 kilogram. Our fighter in red from Mexico, Julieta Cruz Garcia. And in blue, we have Sanatoy Devi Yumnam.
Our platform referee is Peng Fei from China. We begin our first fight of this second session of the 15th World Wushu Championships.
We saw some great performances by India in the first session. Did not see any fighters from Mexico yet, so excited to see what they are bringing to the table here at the 15th World Wushu Championships. And here we go.
It looks as if we have a technical issue that we're resolving. The head judges table called for a stop to the fight until the issue is resolved.
Can't really tell what happened, but obviously they want to make sure that the ability to record everything and monitor everything is proper. Here we go. We're back underway.
Sanatoy Yumnam in blue from India, fighting Julieta Garcia from Mexico in red.
And India scoring a takedown there. 1 point as she went down, and a kick catch takedown.
For our new viewers, when the opponent lands on top of the other opponent, they score 1 point. When it's a clean throw, 2 points is scored.
Right there you see a 2-point takedown, as my esteemed colleague just mentioned.
Our fighter in blue from India off to a fast start here in the first 45 seconds with a comfortable lead.
And Garcia probably needs to just make sure she keeps pinging and getting some points here, because you don't want the spread to get much further. It's a good minute left in the round, and you don't want to get that 12-point gap. As we saw in some earlier fights, very good. That's what she needed. Turn the tide a little. We saw in first session some fights being stopped because of a 12-point gap on all 5 judges' scorecard. That brings the fight to an end, and the winner is determined right then and there.
Nice exchange of roundhouse kicks to the torso by both fighters.
You can see India chambering that side kick, feigning. And again, getting 1-point takedown. No points in the clinch for the strikes, but they are welcome to do so. Hearing the countdown.
countdown clock of 10 seconds lets you know that we're coming to the close of round 1. Each round 2 minutes with a 1 minute break between. And the first round goes to Sanatoy Devi Yumnan of India over Julieta Garcia of Mexico in red.
And here we see the kick and throw, 1-point takedown, pressuring with kicks. But there we see Garcia getting some good answers of her own with a takedown. So we can see Garcia getting some instruction from her coaches. She's going to need to have a little bit more output and try to put her opponent back on her heels a little more, especially someone with a good side kick. I don't like to stand out in front of them too long. It's too risky for too many points. So maybe she can close that distance and get some takedowns or hand strikes of her own. Let's see if she can adjust. And chief referee just making sure that everyone at the head table is ready, getting the approval to start the round, and here we go.
Nice roundhouse kick by Yumna.
You can hear that impact the chest protector, and a
Another
beautiful
nice
side kick. And a takedown. So yeah, Yumnam's definitely a solid fighter and has Garcia a little stumped, I think. She's hesitating. She's trying to find her way in, how to close that distance and not get caught as you do so. But she's got to do something.
Yumdan knows her way around the Muay Thai. She's been here before in the World Championships, so it's possible that we have a very experienced fighter at the World Championship level with someone who's relatively new.
Absolutely.
Always great experience for a new fighter to be able to go back and look at the strategy that their opponent used. Here we have India, Yumnam continuing to accrue points.
And with just over 30 seconds, India very much in control of this fight.
To our new viewers, to Sanda, you will notice the platform referee using hand gestures to indicate, in that instance, for the takedown, who's on top. A series of hand gestures. Will describe those hand gestures to you as we see them throughout the fight so that you'll know whether the hand gestures mean points should be awarded to an opponent or whether there's a penalty involved or an admonition. There's another takedown for 1 point, and there the platform referee indicates that red fell down first, blue is on top, so the point goes to blue.
Good
Beautiful
kick for,
side kicks.
Yeah. And a good kick for Garcia at the end. Just unfortunately too little too late, but
that second round will go to Sanatoy Devi Yumnan of India, who wins this women's 52 kilogram bout in the round of 16. That's India over Julieta Cruz Garcia of Mexico in red.
And here we see some hand techniques, going with a kick, glancing blows. And then really just kind of dragging through to get that takedown there. Congratulations to India and that, and of course we know that Mexico is going to go back and work on the things that they're going to learn from this fight. Sometimes you learn more in losing a round or a bout than you do in winning.
It's all a learning experience, as you pointed out, Mark. I think, Mark, we may have our first Romanian fighter, if I'm not mistaken, of these championships so far.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen someone.
Ana Maria Pal of Romania in red will fight Thi Hang Nguyen of Vietnam in blue.
And we've seen Vietnam do very well in the first session, so let's see if they can carry that on. Both fighters darting in and out, quick shots.
Vietnam showing us a fast thigh kick off that front leg.
Vietnam southpaw stance. Romanian orthodox. Leads to some different setups for striking and throws.
To our folks that are new to fighting, Mark, what do you mean by southpaw?
So our blue fighter has her right foot in front. They call that southpaw. Generally, you put your right foot in back because most people are right-handed and that's their power hand. But we see in a lot of styles sometimes they prefer the power hand in front, so we don't know if she's left or right-handed just because of her stance, but it's a preference thing, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But since you're like a mirror image, you'll see that their lead legs can clash. They can each use their lead leg to kick the outside of the other person's lead leg versus the inside. So just some different dynamics that happen. Looks like now they're both starting to get their feet and get a little more comfortable out here. They were both a little bit twitchy in the beginning and starting to settle in.
Both fighters struggling with executing clear techniques, if our viewers can see from the scores.
Yeah, low scoring bout.
We have screens around the venue so that people can see what the scores are from each judge.
Good side
each of
kicks.
the five judges, each of those side kicks that are scoring cleanly are worth 2 points. Both fighters off the lei tai. And that gong indicates that the round is over. The winner of our first round, blue, Thi Hang Nguyen, Vietnam.
You can see here in our replay just how the shots aren't landing cleanly. So these aren't going to be scoring when they glance and slide off. They need to connect accurately on a scoring part of the body. So then this is at the end, side kick starting to cut through. And I'm sure Nguyen felt the effectiveness of that and probably is having her coaches tell her the same thing. For Ana Maria Pal, probably just up the volume a bit. Let go with your hands and go is what I would think that maybe their Romanian coaches are instructing her to do. When you have such a low score early on for so long, the value can be there just to start connecting, start getting leg kicks from the outside, start throwing your cross right after, and build your combinations off of touching and connecting with the opponent. And here they go.
Round 2 of a best of 3 bout. Our first round went to Vietnam in blue.
That was an effective kick. It landed and judges scored that almost unanimously for a leg kick. Made a sound accurate. That's what you want.
You mentioned it made a sound, Mark. For our new viewers, we're looking for an effective technique to either displace your opponent or hear the sound generated by the punch or kick hitting the protection.
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
you look for whether the opponent was able to effectively defend against the technique.
And it's a dynamic way of having to judge because, isn't it a bit? Because when you see these lighter weight fighters, of course they don't have the mass, so they're not generating the same kind of impacts as maybe our later bouts with the heavier fighters. So you can have a much quicker, fast snap to their movements and maybe not as much weight on the shot.
But if it's a clean technique, that's what our judges are looking
Exactly.
for. Did they execute a clean punch, a clean kick?
Yeah, where it obviously lands, you know, in a scoreable area to good effect.
Side kick by Nguyen of Vietnam scores points with the judges.
A pointed attack there, but immediately our red fighter went in. 20 seconds left in this bout, and Vietnam comfortably ahead. Many of the judges don't even have a point up for Romania, for Paul. And a good side kick, obvious, and no points for both off the lei tai.
At the gong, a takedown by Nguyen of Vietnam to earn 1 point. And the second round goes to Vietnam, who
We
will
see
win the
here
bout.
a kick attempt there as Romania just plowed through, and sometimes that's an effective strategy, but she needed to not go off the lei tai to score in that situation. So Vietnam doing very well here so far in this championship.
Winner of this women's 52 kilogram bout, Thi Hang Nguyen of Vietnam in this round of 16 match. Our next round of 16 52 kilogram bout is between Ediana Camargo of Brazil and Kim of Korea. Our platform referee is from Macau, China, Zhao Ming Chong.
And Korea got a bronze medal in this division last Worlds. But it was a different fighter from Korea, so we know they have the training camps and the skill in their gyms to do it. Let's see how well they do this time. So far, no points. A pointed attack, trying to keep the action going. Brazil with heavy inside kicks. Those kicks, you hear them, they're not scoring because they're in the clinch. But again, if you can wear your opponent's legs down, could be worth it.
A pointed attack gesture for our viewing audience indicates that the fighters haven't engaged, and the platform referee directs one of the fighters to engage. They will alternate. In this case, neither of the fighters are engaging, so they will alternate. And a fighter has to engage within 5 seconds. If not, they will be penalized for passivity. Both fighters having difficulty finding a scoring range as we move into the last 30 seconds of this round. Our fighter from Korea has yet to score a point according to the judges' scorecard. And there's another takedown by Brazil.
And you can see if you look at the scoring, there was 2 points for the kick because the kick did land.
She did earn some points, and there's another takedown by Camargo.
And so the judges didn't deem that kick as much, value because Brazil stepped in and so kind of squashed the kick. It was ineffective. The first one was a hard kick that was then caught after impacting the body.
There's a side kick from Brazil to earn
kick.
2 points.
Korea really came back to get on the board there in the final 30 seconds of the bout, actually. But Brazil won out on all 5 judges' scorecards. Here you can see Brazil throwing side kick, and there's that roundhouse kick to the body, and a head drag takedown.
Brazil wins the first round of this women's 52-kilogram bout rather easily.
Though Korea showing promise there at the end, and maybe she can pop up off the chair here in round 2 and turn it around. It's always tough when the momentum is already going one fighter's direction. We noticed that the majority of our bouts are 2 rounds. They don't make it to the 3rd round because whoever wins the first then goes on to win the 2nd round. You have a lot of work cut out for you if you've already gone around and now you have to win 2 in a row because you lost one. It's very tough.
Right. Let's see if Kim is able to make the adjustment. One adjustment that is really important is to take the initiative and take the risk to score some points. As long as the fighters are not engaged, as long as she's not engaging, she's at the risk of not earning any points.
Yeah.
And on the defense. And she also has the platform referee, and there's a takedown for 1 point for our fighter from Brazil in red.
Yeah.
The platform referee is going to give an appointed attack if she's not engaging.
To your point, you don't land any of the strikes that you don't throw. So you need to throw something. Again, we find ourselves with Brazil up significantly.
2 of the judges have seen scoreable technique from Kim, but still 3 of them haven't seen scoreable technique from Kim.
Warning for passive holding.
There's a nice exchange of punches that earns Kim some points.
And gonna have to untangle, get up. 1 point takedown for Brazil.
Our viewers will hear the platform referee calling the fighters by their color of their gear, Hong Feng and Lan Feng. Lan Feng being blue, Hong Feng being red.
Good punches to step in, some aggression. 40 seconds left. Yeah. Korea keeps getting caught on that side. Oh,
actually,
nope.
Actually,
head judge going to call red down
because her knee went down first, so that's 2 points to Kim. That will help.
And it was a delayed push out.
30 seconds.
And the push out was delayed after red was down, so that's why it did not count against the Korean fighter. And that's 1 point.
1 point admonition penalty for holding. Both fighters are off the platform at the same time.
We have
So there's
14
no
seconds.
score.
14 seconds left in the bout. A couple judges within striking distance for Kim,
Kim is very close.
but she's got to watch out for those kicks. Nope, no points on that.
Takedown by Kim to earn 1 point with 4 seconds left. Brazil is still in the lead, but we have
Very
a tie
close.
here.
Very
Very
close.
close. Kim could pull this out.
Wow. I don't think it was enough there. No, Brazil got 2 of the judges to 1 for Kim, and then 2 called a draw.
That's a very, very close
Wow.
call there.
Yes.
Kim able to come back and mount a very competitive third round, but the winner of this round is Brazil.
And we saw Kim using in that replay great flexibility to try and hold off the takedown as defense, but just wasn't quite enough. She got caught a few too many times with that roundhouse kick, and
so the winner of this women's 52 kilogram bout is Camargo of Brazil over Kim of Korea. Our next round of 16 women's 52 kilogram bout, Mark, I believe has our first fighter from Cambodia.
yes, we haven't seen the Cambodian team yet.
Kim Shirlik from Cambodia in red, and Nawa Issa from Lebanon in blue. The new platform referee, Woodrow Sibrani from Indonesia.
And the beginning of the bout. They're probably first solid scoring technique for most people there with a side kick into the body for Red.
Red clearly the aggressor here.
Yeah. She would do better if she didn't close the distance too much. There, takedown. Losing a little bit of the snap off those shots, and they turn into pushes. Even though she's still landing them, she could hit harder if she kind of maintains that distance and doesn't overrun. But good aggression, and it's working for us, scoring. So far, Lebanon doesn't have an answer for it yet. And we have a takedown.
Issa from Lebanon earns 1 point for that takedown.
You can
Pointed
see,
attack for Red.
and she complies. You can see maybe a little less experience from these two fighters than the previous two.
Absolutely.
It's not sharp punches
There's
right
a
now.
difference in speed. There's a difference in, as you just said, the accuracy or the pop of the technique. But interestingly enough, it's from both sides.
Yeah. Well,
it just happens that Cambodia is a little bit more aggressive here and has attempted. There's a slip.
Yeah.
Cambodia goes down, and it's 2 points to Issa of Lebanon.
But she makes up for it there with a good body kick. One of the best shots I've seen thrown.
And she earns, Ting had already been called. 2 points with Lan Feng off the platform.
Red very much ahead in that bout.
A fighter from Cambodia wins that first round of the women's 52 kilogram round of 16. Kim Shrilik.
And we see here some of the takedowns and off lei tai. Just
Off lei
driving.
tai earns 2 points. This might be Kahim Shrilik. One minute break between each round. It's 2 minutes. Our first round going to Cambodia. Shrilik of Cambodia over Nahua Issa of Lebanon.
Issa needs to keep her hands in or strike with them, not reach like that. She's going to get caught by punches. Now that's the best strike in Cambodia's arsenal there. Shrilik's got a good back leg, right leg round kick. She should use that often. Yeah, even when Issa's doing a good job of raising her knee to check that so there's no points, but still damage, she's still connecting. I think that's her most damaging shot that she has there for Shrilik. So we just had Cambodia.
5-second passivity penalty for Cambodia after not executing a technique with intention after having an appointed attack.
Seeing some hand exchange, but nobody having enough snap or power to really back their opponent up. Kind of more chopping, raising the hand above and chopping down, pushing in.
Well, both of these fighters will have an opportunity to look at fighters in their weight category that have a different level of speed and accuracy on their technique.
And actually, I think it's great because we're seeing, each of these fighters, they got paired up with someone that they can actually go 2 rounds with, get those points, get that experience, have some back and forth, where maybe if they got a very dominant fighter, it would be a very short fight, more lopsided. So it's good for them to have that.
Well, that is the nature of these World Championships, and that's the end of our second round, with Cambodia winning the first and second round and the bout. It's a best 2 of 3. Cambodia wins this round of 16 women's 52 kilogram bout over Najwa Issa of Lebanon. It is the nature of these championships, Mark. As you pointed out earlier, we have fighters with less experience, and they come out and they might fight a former medalist.
Yeah.
And then sometimes a fighter comes out and they fight someone that has a similar experience level to theirs. They may be both may be very new or still developing their skills in Sanda.
Yeah.
And this is the type of fight that we'll see versus a big disparity in skill level where the fight might be over within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great for these two fighters. It's great for them to come out, get that experience. And like you said, they both will have things to go back and take away from this whole event. And we'll see Cambodia later in later rounds.
We now move to our women's 70 kilogram bouts. We have from Brazil, Raine Martins in red from Brazil, and she will fight Bindu Magar from Nepal.
The 70 kilogram female weight class is much smaller than our lighter weights. So we have 5 fighters fighting through this category.
Our new platform referee is from Vietnam, Viet Lap Do Dao.
A little confusion, just to bow to her
70
judge.
kilogram bout, Martins from Brazil. And then Magar from Nepal.
And so this you'll see is a quarterfinal bout because I mentioned that the smaller pool of fighters in this category seeing some good movement from Brazil, feeling each other out, finding home for that roundhouse kick.
This is a protocol issue. The announcer just asked the people in the corner must sit down as their fighters are fighting on the lei tai, but the language discrepancy may result in the corner not actually understanding the English.
Ah, yes. And in this championships, the fighters can actually receive penalty for their coaches, can they not?
Absolutely. Unsportsmanlike conduct or inappropriate conduct by the coach can cost the fighter points. Here we have our fighter from Brazil, Martins, leading in this first round, the first minute of this first round over Nepal.
Martins coming in with a heavy right hand on a counter there. Nepal doing some good work in there too, though, just not finding home for as many shots. She's got to be careful to stand in there, though. Martin's winding up, throwing some looping shots that have some good power behind them. Wouldn't want to stand in there too long. Time,
we have a medical timeout.
Yep, she's signaled that she's bleeding from her nose, I think.
That gesture, making the cross with the arms that you see by the platform referee, notifies the medical team that they need to come over. Someone eventually will guide the fighter over to a neutral corner, as you see happening now, so that they're not able to sit and have coaching.
Looks like we got it cleaned up quite quickly. Nothing urgent, or nothing, no big emergency, just a bloody nose here, and back into the action. Brazil looking to make the nose bleed again with that heavy right hand and throwing some heavy kicks underneath.
Bindu Magar of Nepal, in this case, looks to be the more active fighter, but the technique isn't scoring in an area that can earn her points. Although she's throwing technique, the technique isn't clear technique that's scoring points. On the other hand, Martins of Brazil is leading this round and will win as we move into the last 2 seconds and the round is over, with Martins of Brazil winning this quarterfinal bout. Winner of round 1.
And you see there in the image there, the foot grazing off that Bindu was throwing. So she's busy, she's active, but she's not necessarily getting those hard, clean shots. Here's a takedown off of the kick. And if you watch, the kick kind of slid up the thigh. We didn't get that nice crack and movement of the leg. And that's what the judges are looking for to score strikes. So though Bindu's very busy, she needs to get a little bit more precision and timing on her shots. And against a taller fighter, that can be tough. So
we have some medical attention for Magar of Nepal. But we will start the second round immediately. First round going to Rainey, Christina
And Martin's looking good with the footwork, just kind of light on her feet and throwing heavy cross there. Heavy left cross from a southpaw stance.
Very heavy punches there,
And then
scoring her points immediately.
and see that footwork helps her with the movement. When she's light on her feet, she knows if Bindu Punmagar attacks, she can pop back out of the way and make those kicks miss and then counter kick or counter punch. Oh.
A timeout for medical treatment here.
I think we're probably just trying to get some anticoagulant there for the nose and wipe off the gloves.
We have the head medical doctor coming over to check out the treatment. And we're back in action at this second session.
Still a minute 20 to go here, even though we've had a pretty long round with the stoppages. Good exchange there, back and forth.
Bindu scoring some points there.
Heavy kicks from the clinch, so they're not going to score, but again, if you can do damage and slow your opponent down, why not?
It's a nice thigh kick from Martins.
Yeah. A pointed attack for Blue, and you see Martins take a step back. She knows if she can keep her from being able to attack within 5 seconds, that's a point. Martins has a catch and a 2-point takedown. Another chest shot. Martin's getting warm now, just wanting to let everything fly, it looks like.
As she closes in on these last 10 seconds of the round with a comfortable lead.
Again, platform judge checking the nose, but she'll make it through to the end. And that's the end of the round.
Rainy Cristina de Oliveira Martins of Brazil is the winner of this quarterfinal match over Bindu Punmagar of Nepal.
Now we see her countering with that big cross hook, good combination there. Missing a little bit, but still just volume of answering every time. And then leg catch and takedown. Inadvertent shin on the head, but she was trying to brace herself as she went down as well. And we're trying to clean up our fighter from Nepal so she can return to the platform for the announcement of the winner.
Sure, they can commence with the medical treatment after they announce the winner.
Absolutely.
Martins of Brazil wins this quarterfinal bout as we move into our women's 75 kilogram match.
And again, five fighters in this. So we're going to be in this weight category. So we're going to be doing a quarterfinal bout.
Here we have a new platform referee, Sergei Pakolchik from Belarus. Our fighter in red from India, Mark, is Poonam. an experienced fighter who's been at the World Championships before, fighting from Russia, Stepanova.
Yes, and Evgenia Stepanova earned silver in the 14th World Wushu Championships in this weight class. So this should be an exciting bout. Russia in blue, India in red. Seen great performances out of India, but we know Russia has good experience too. But India there getting on the board first. 1 point takedown.
Both fighters off the lei tai, so there's no score.
Again, both fighters off the lei tai.
Neither fighter willing to give away those 2 points and risk.
Heavy hands from Russia. Definitely seems like a dangerous place to be. I would rather be very close and clinched or outside. And
I just want to point out to our viewers that we have a bit of a problem in there in one of our screens. The correct name of our fighter from Russia is Evgenia Stepanova, and Poonam from India.
And
very
so far,
close.
Yeah, close bout. But India is ahead and a little further ahead with that takedown. And this could be also, sometimes it's, you think, oh, it's an advantage. Of course, the experience is good if you're former silver medalist, but you also have to remember everybody's gunning for you then, and they're watching these previous championships, studying you, you know, so maybe India had the chance to really make a game plan in the hopes that they would draw some people that that competed in past events.
That technique scored some points. That roundhouse kick to the torso scored some points. And
And then
Stepanova persisted and ended up with the 2 points. That roundhouse kick earned those 2 points back for Poonam, who is ahead with the last 25 seconds of this match.
there. It's good, just drag and sprawl, pull the fighter down. Being a little taller, put your weight on them.
Evgenia Stepanova in blue, Poonam of India in red. Stepanova, Russian fighter.
Poonam breaking and kicking. Smart strategy there. Make someone think we're going to grapple until they get told stop, push off and throw a kick.
And we count down the last 6 seconds of this first round.
And there it is.
Poonam of India, the winner of our first round of this women's quarterfinal bout between Poonam of India and Evgenia Stepanova of Russia. Great video replay from our technical team.
Yeah, so you can see right there a classic head and arm takedown there. We can see Stepanova getting some water, some coaching. And they'll be called back to the platform. For Stepanova, it seems like she needs to get her hands into that hand range as much as she can and unload with her punches. She looked like her hands, she's got heavy hands, but she needs to be where she can land them.
Well, she's not able to outmuscle Poonam.
Yeah.
Poonam is showing that she's solid balance,
Yep.
and Stepanova's not able to just push right through her.
Exactly. You know, if Stepanova wants to make it a dirty fight, Poonam can play in a dirty fight, you know, the kind of dirty boxing
There's a
and
takedown
grappling.
there,
Yeah.
right away from Poonam. Stepanova with the slightly faster technique, but not giving much away in terms of
And platform referee giving Poonam notification to listen, little warning there. Hey, listen. That's why that throw didn't score, it was after he had called stop. You see him also adjusting his style a little bit, going in and touching the fighters on the shoulder when he calls stop. That's a sign of an experienced platform judge, because he knows he needs to get in between there as it gets heated. Up and...
So a caution or admonition?
Passive holding was
Passive
caution.
holding.
One caution.
Caution. Our fighter from India, slight lead here as we close in the first 50 seconds of this second round,
There.
and there's a takedown to score 1 point, but it's a very low scoring round.
I see a little bit of the fatigue setting in. The shots aren't as sharp, and they're not able to pull them off. Yeah.
That was a takedown, but actually Red touched the floor first, the lei tai first.
So that's Blue's point there, even though Red initiated. Now
And
there's Red.
another takedown. And Poonam has been able to successfully take down Stepanova. And there again,
No.
the same technique back to back, possibly due to Stepanova being a little bit weary, moving even slower now. You see that she's not moving in the same way that Stepanova is. So Stepanova definitely has a more active footwork. Poonam has some more active footwork, and Stepanova,
Yeah.
each of those takedowns takes a little bit of energy out of you.
Good reversal
but
there
she's
for
able
her.
to push her down and earn the point.
Still sticking in there with the reversal, but yes, you're definitely correct. Poonam's got more bounce in her step, but you see right there, kind of coming back. And it's a thing that a lot of fighters do just to get them, they're both exhausted, get that reset. And here again, we see our platform judge having to call stop multiple times. And he's trying to let them work it out there, and a takedown. Consistently, left arm
The same
headlock.
takedown.
Exactly, left arm headlock. So you see Poonam's left arm going over and getting the takedown.
There's another takedown by Poonam.
Yeah, Blue down first again. Both fighters a little slow to come to their feet, and it's exhausting to do this grappling. And there you go, another solid takedown, 2 points for that. Poonam really running away with this, and again.
Glove touches first. Will end the bout, but there's a pretty comfortable lead here for Poonam from India. As we count down the last few seconds of this second round, Poonam of India 1 round already.
And that's it.
And that will be the end of the bout. This quarterfinal bout in the 75 kilogram women's category. Winner, India. Poonam of India wins this bout over Evgenia Stepanova of Russia.
And that's got to feel good for Poonam. If she can beat a silver medalist from last World Championships, she's got to be feeling good about the possibility of medaling and going for gold this time. And that'll do it for our women's competition in the second session. We're going to go on to the men's 65 kilogram weight category. We have Turkey in red with Sifer Budakli, and then from the USA in blue, Vincent Meng. Saw Vincent's parents over there in the bleachers come in earlier. So.
Our platform referee, Peng Fei from China, calling the competitors up to the lei tai. In red, Sefer Budakli from Turkey, fighting Vincent Meng in blue from the USA.
Platform judge helping out, just directing where to bow. And they bow to each other.
Vincent Meng coming out with fast feet.
And Turkey wanting that takedown off of that. But it looks like Meng got 2 points on multiple judges' scorecards. Definitely what you want. Good counter kick from Turkey. 1 point for that. So.
Both fighters showing good speed, reaction time.
Oh.
And a takedown by Turkey to earn 2 points, take a slight lead. And another thigh kick reaching in for 1 point.
Turkey looking very good.
And there's another grab. Vincent Meng showing great balance there, neutralizing that potential takedown.
You can see Turkey's very good at catching that lead leg roundhouse kick. Meng able to pull off the back leg roundhouse kick to the thigh. The lead leg, Turkey's very quick to snatch up so far.
Just as you mentioned, Vincent Meng showing good work to try and stay on the lei tai on one leg, but Turkey earns
off the lei tai.
Off the lei tai and 2 points for that.
Vincent's going to have to watch out for that. Doesn't want to go off the lei tai again or the round will be over. And Turkey really going after the legs.
Vincent able to fight it off on one leg, showing good strength, balance there. It's a pointed attack. He's going to risk passivity. He doesn't realize what's going on there.
So Vincent Meng scoring a point for passivity from Turkey. Now they're going harder. Turkey throwing hard low kicks. I think the calf kick, it was hard to see the location, but.
We count down the last 3 seconds of this first round. A very active first round. Budakli of Turkey will win that first round over Vincent Meng.
And here we see Turkey reaching in, just snagging that lead leg kick, trying for this catch here.
Roundhouse kick, and
here's off the lei tai.
Off the lei tai, Vincent doing a great job trying to stay on, but
yeah. It's only so much you can do when someone has your leg that high. He did a great job fighting it, but ran out of space.
Very competitive bout here. We'll see if Vincent Meng is able to make some adjustments to his fighting strategy.
We see in his corner Alejandro Cisny, who fought in the previous session, giving him some pointers.
We're in our men's 65 kilogram bout between Turkey and USA in our second session of these 15th World Wushu Championships in Shanghai, China at the Minghan Gymnasium.
Vincent able to throw a kick and get it out. It's got to help him feel confident. A good throw from Turkey.
Beautiful takedown by Turkey.
Wow. Just very rooted, able to twist and throw hard.
Nice punching exchange from Vincent and a slip.
Both fighters very game. Both fighters on the board. Vincent scoring some points to bring it closer together. We have 3 as a draw and then 1 each way. Yeah.
Very close round.
Very exciting, yes. Good, and Turkey going low and completing that takedown.
Able to take down 2.
Budaklai is very, very dangerous with the grappling, you can tell. And his lower stature, too, means he's got those low hips.
Vincent's done a great job of keeping this round much closer.
Absolutely. They're basically 1 kick or punch apart, but a good feint and then kind of a Superman punch technique there from Turkey.
Turkey has a slight lead in this last 50 seconds of the second round, having won the first round. There is Vincent's leg, and there's a front sweep there.
No.
Turkey showing great Swijiao kicking and punching.
Yeah. And Vincent doing very, very well to keep in there, but just a tough opponent.
Pointed attack again, and Vincent with a high roundhouse kick to the face to score points for him.
And a spinning back kick.
And
another high kick. Wow. They're really putting it all out there for the last bout of this bout. Spinning back fist landing for Turkey. Wow.
10 seconds and both fighters still very close here. Looks like Turkey is going to try and take Vincent off, and he does take him off for two points.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the round. A very, very active,
very exciting
second round, an exciting second round to that bout.
I tell you, Turkey looked amazing. Vincent looked very, very good, but you see this throw here from Turkey. And a Superman punch there. And then here off the platform. And this is one of those examples. We've seen a lot of the height difference fights, and they've gone the way of the taller fighter. Our Turkish fighter here was able to figure that out and use his advantage of low hips in the grappling and really capitalize and come out the winner on a tough fight.
The winner of this men's 65 kilogram bout, Sifar Butlaki, over Vincent Meng of the USA. Our fighter in red from Turkey, the winner, over our fighter in blue from the USA.
It looks like next, as we said in the first session, many fighters. Biggest weight category is 65 kilogram men. So coming out now, we have Uzbekistan with Akmal Rakhimov, and then we have Kamil Kaninsky, and that is from Czechoslovakia. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is that our first Czech fighter today?
That's our first Czech fighter today. And for all our viewers who like the 65 kilogram category, we have a lot of fights for you in the second session.
Well, if you don't like it, I don't know what's wrong with you after that last fight that we just watched. Very exciting, and it's a great weight class where you have enough power for some damage, but you have speed and technique have to be there, as you just saw in that last bout. You can't just brawl. Tough is not good enough in this weight division.
Akmal Rakimov of Uzbekistan in red, Kamil Kaniski in blue from the Czech Republic. Our platform referee from Korea, Sung-Hyun Shin.
Some good intercepting kicks. The red fighter and a
Beautiful
big
throw.
takedown. And it's hard for the kicks to score when they both throw at the same time. It can be very hard for the judges to make a call as to one landing versus the other and effective. So Lanfong
Right.
down first. Blue fighter down first.
Our fighter in red from Uzbekistan showing us some great throws.
And our fighter from the Czech Republic.
Strong kick.
Yes. Very good. Fighter from the Czech Republic still unable to get on the board here with the judges.
So that kick, Mark, actually scores, for our viewing audience, scores 4 points. 2 points for the kick and for knocking your opponent down, another 2 points.
Yes, it's
There's
stacked.
a 2-point kick. So there were 4 points for that one kick.
And some time ago, it didn't score that way, and I think that was a great update to the rule set for Sanda. Really rewards highly effective strikes. Fast spinning back kick there, not scoring, but
We see
good front
Rakimov
kick.
just pressing throughout the fight. Our fighter from Czechoslovakia, Kaniski, trying to hang in there, but pretty significant lead for Rakimov.
Yeah, Uzbekistan's using a good technique of jamming his opponent with a teep or front kick, front push kick, and then good hands, and then
pointed attack.
dangerous
We're going
throws.
to- yes. Pointed attack.
Don't think he even heard the signal for that, but that's okay for him. He had enough
He did.
enough to spare there. That a pointed attack. Actually, some of the judges, that was the only score they gave to the blue fighter. So he's going to have to change up his strategy, pull the trigger. Here we see red, just beautiful throw there. Grazing shot there, but still getting in there with the blue.
We are in the between our first and second round of our men's 65 kilogram fight between our Uzbekistan fighter in red, Akmal Rakimov, and our fighter in blue, Kamil Kaninsky from the Czech Republic. Our fighter in red, Rakimov, has won the first round, and now we will begin our second round. Our bouts are the best of 3 rounds. So Rakimov will be looking to win this second round and move on in the competition.
And Kaninsky wants to upset that, but he knows it's a long road because he's got to win not 1 but 2 rounds in a row.
Look at the exchange.
Wow.
Just swarming Kaninsky
Yes.
with
And
technique and a left hand to knock him down. So that's 1 point for the punch and then 2 points for going down. That's 3 points for that exchange.
Yeah.
Both of these solid guys in a 65 kilogram category, and that's a strong punch to knock his opponent down.
Absolutely. That's the thing for our viewers too. If you casually watch, you might think one person's so great and one person's not winning and etc. It's all in the matchups here. Sometimes you just get matched up against somebody that just has your number, you know, and both these fighters are very solid. but Uzbekistan is just dominating with most of the techniques, just well versed in punching, kicking, and throwing, it seems, and just a little ahead of Kaninsky. Kaninsky feels very strong, very game.
Now he's spending more of his time defending because Rakimov is so oppressive with his technique. He just continues pressing and pressing.
There it is again. And now we see
Kaninsky stepping in, but there's a technique. But leg is caught and he's thrown.
Yeah. We see how Kaninsky pressured, and then kind of backed off, and I think he knows he's up on the score, so he's now, see him sliding back, kind of counter-fighting, and hoping that a desperate fighter will overcommit to a big strike, especially a kick here in Sanda, because you can get that catch, and you know, much harder to throw somebody off a punch there, but if he can catch a kick, he's going to do it. Might see an appointed attack here in a second if we don't get any action. Kaninsky trying some things here. Punch, kick combination.
We count down to the last few seconds of this second round with
and another beautiful
throw by Rakimov, who is in a comfortable lead here and will.
And now he is off the lei tai. Our Czech Republic fighter didn't realize the round wasn't over and jumped off the lei tai, which automatically scores against him. Luckily, not too close a fight, so it didn't affect the outcome of the bout.
Winner of this fight, Akmal Rakimov of Uzbekistan.
And here we see that left hand that knocked down. Oh, wow. Turning back kick or turning side kick. And here, this head kick that he switched sides and then dragged up and swept. Absolutely beautiful techniques there from Uzbekistan. And Kamil Kaninsky, no shame in losing to a fighter of that skill level.
Convincing win for Akmal Rakimov in the 65 kilogram round of 32 bout. Applause from the audience. We have Nai Chung Shu of Chinese Taipei next up, fighting Jose Gutierrez from Mexico in our round of 32 bout, also 65 kilogram fight.
Now we saw Mexico in the first fight of this session, a female fighter, and was unable to pull out the win. Let's see if Mexico can do it here against Chinese Taipei.
Platform referee from Macau, China, Chong Xiaoming. Our fighter in red again from Chinese Taipei, Nai Chung Shu, and our fighter in blue, Jose Lino Melendez Gutierrez.
And Gutierrez came in with some heavy hands there, trying to put a stamp on the beginning of the match, showing he's serious. Hard punches, yeah. Mexico known for its heart and its boxing skills. Yes, and absolutely.
Gutierrez showing us those boxing skills.
Showing us that, yeah. Oh, and going for a high kick, but
and a takedown there.
Didn't turn it over and got stuck on the shoulder there. You know, when you're kicking at such a tall opponent, it's a long way up there. You don't want to get stuck.
Sure, both of these opponents about the same height.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of an edge for our fighter from Chinese Taipei in height, but pretty evenly matched there.
Very close bout so far and exciting. Taipei, good leg control. Mexico's got to be careful with that head kick. If you look at the scores, that's really the reason he's not winning. You know, lose 4 points to trying to get that head kick. Because it's also not landing with concussive force. He's just getting stuck. Now that, landing a good clean jab, snapping the head back, that's what he should work on.
The other thing that our viewers may notice is that Shu is throwing kicks and punches. Gutierrez hasn't scored much with his kicks.
Yeah.
That's 2 points versus 1 point. So while he has rapid-fire hands, Shu is able to score with the takedowns as well as the kicks.
Yes, and a body kick, like you said, 2 points versus 1 on the hand. Now maybe for Gutierrez, maybe throw to the body or even the leg for the single point. A little easier and less chance of takedown. That's the risk for the head kick. We all love it. You get the glory of the big knockout sometimes, but you also get the agony of being stuck with your leg way up in the air.
Well, especially when he knows that Shu has caught his leg twice and taken him. And that's just a casual mistake. Very casual footwork there by Shu, stepping off the platform for those 2 points that actually, and this is a very close,
very dangerous,
very close score.
Yeah.
6-7, 9-8, 8-7.
Yeah.
Very close.
One more
for
punch.
Judges' scorecards. Let's see. There's an exchange of punches.
Yeah. And that head kick.
There's that head kick.
And you see it did land. He got that. That was the earlier one. Got it up there. But then that's where you pay for it. You know, if you don't knock your opponent out or get your leg through, you're stuck. And here we see that Shu going off the lei tai there for 2 points. Close bout. Very close bout and exciting.
First round going to our fighter in red from Chinese Taipei, Nai Chung Shu, fighting Jose Gutierrez from Mexico in blue. We're into our second round.
Shu with some quick kicks. We might see Shu play a little outside game here, realizing that his kicks are very effective scoring. Yeah, good movement to dodge. Oh, but a hard inside kick. We heard that across the whole stadium. No points there.
Very close round in the first 35 seconds of this match. We're in round 2 with Nai Chung Shu winning the first round of this men's 65 kilogram bout, round of 13. Our fighter Gutierrez from Mexico has shown us excellent hand speed in the first round, just barely losing that first round.
And this is what he wants. He wants Shu to box with him, and that's a good strategy on his part. He's got a better chance. Passive holding, warning for that. No points yet, but he's got to watch it. He's got to go for something. When you hold, go for a takedown, strike, whatever.
And both fighters off the lei tai. Our fighter in blue from Mexico, Jose Gutierrez. Our fighter in red, Nai Chung Shu from Chinese Taipei.
And Shu has a strong lead right now.
He does, and we're moving into the last 30 seconds of this 2-minute bout.
And there's another kick to the body. 2 points. You can see the range, the trouble Gutierrez is having with that range. He's walking with his arms almost straight, expecting to clinch.
Well,
but you see Shu slide back.
They spent a lot of energy in that first round.
Yeah.
You see Gutierrez's footwork is tired.
Yeah. Oh, that very good combination there from Shu. Strong. Turn the head with the punches.
There's a kick from Gutierrez. We didn't see many kicks from him, but it's good to see. A lot of heart out there on lei tai from both fighters.
Absolutely.
But the round will go to Nai Chung Shu.
And see, there we see the hands landing. Now Shu getting some shots of his own, but dropping his hands and getting caught back. That's where you can see But this was that combination at the end. Well, Gutierrez just kind of was off angle, bad angle, and Shu was able to capitalize on that with some good punches as well. But good bout, good 2 rounds between those two.
Naichung Shu, Chinese Taipei in red, over Gutierrez of Mexico in blue. Our next fight in the men's 65 kilogram round of 13 category is Kyrgyzstan Baltabayev from Kyrgyzstan, and he will fight Pak Wing-hyun from Hong Kong. A platform referee, Wuldro Tsiparani from Indonesia.
Both fighters looking eager to get to the business. And we have blue fighter down. 2 points for red.
Catch by Baltabiev. Just hooked that foot.
And a good strong hook from Kyrgyzstan too. And strong wrestling. Good back and forth there.
Blue touched Lei Tai first.
And a turning side kick there lands. Get a leg kick back, so we're getting some answer from Hong Kong. Oh!
Spinning back fist knocks down
Blue fighter. Oh, it's threatening with the spinning techniques now for sure. And a head kick. But
both fighters off the Lei Tai.
that was just not seeing where he was in the ring.
Baltabiev ahead, and he takes down Pak Wing-hyun.
Good
Roundhouse
catch.
kick.
And you see how he's able to throw techniques and then catch immediately afterwards. That's a very good, someone who's trained well in Sanda. Understanding how to attack and then immediately defend and counter, not just block a kick coming back. Throw a kick, throw a punch, and then catch the kick that comes right afterward. And it's that confidence that's allowing him to try some of these spinning techniques too, because he feels safe.
Very comfortable with his spinning techniques, both the back fist and spinning kick.
One warning for passive holding, and a solid spinning back kick, and a cross there.
Strong cross.
He's locking up the arms there, making sure he brings his opponent with him.
This is a high scoring round. We are very close to a 12-point discrepancy here for Balti.
Good catch, good catch.
And that's the whistle
wow,
for
that is
the
the whistle.
12-point discrepancy.
Wow. He almost got it back with that takedown, but unfortunately some strikes had landed earlier.
And that ends this bout with Kyrgyzstan scoring.
Look at these punches there. Comes in with a solid hook, and you see it staggered. Blue, and then the turning back kick there, just knocking him back. There's undisputed, you get indisputable contact on that.
There's a
spinning back
fist that takes our fighter from Hong Kong down.
Yeah.
Strong, very strong showing by Kyrgyzstan Baltabiev.
That was a very, very aggressive and dominant performance in multiple areas of the fight. He is one to watch.
That's right. Our next men's 65 kilogram fight. Looks as if we have our first fighter possibly from Peru.
Yes, it does.
Michael Jesus Herreras Montalvo fighting Long Yan from Singapore.
Yep.
Our platform referee is Dao Viet Lap from Vietnam.
I believe this is our first Singapore fighter as well, is it not?
I believe our first male Singapore fighter.
Our first
I think
male
we've had a
Singapore fighter,
female
yeah.
Singapore.
And here we go. Starting with a head kick. Nice shot across the bow, but it doesn't connect solid.
Push kick there from Peru.
But Blue landing that cross right afterwards, so. Again, both fighters very game.
A nice takedown. Montalvo of Peru slightly ahead here in the first 25 seconds of this first round.
Picking up that single and turning it, yep.
Another 1 point scored.
And a front kick and a hook there from Red. Stepping
We'll
in,
see.
expanding that gap significantly now. And Red turning that. See, the smart use of your strength there. You're pushing against someone, they're resisting, change direction.
Solid push kick there from Peru.
Oh, but
Singapore
a very
with
good
a nice
punch.
right cross. But just not enough techniques to.
Yeah, again, we're in danger of a
Left-hand
12-point
hook
gap.
And a standing 8 count.
That might put us over. Let's see where these judges go once these points accumulate.
Well, that's one punch. That's one punch. That's 2 points for knockdown and 2 points for the standing 8 count. So that's a total of 5 points.
And there it is. Yeah. With those stacking points.
Sure, for our viewers, a punch scores 1 point. A punch that knocks down an opponent, 2 points for the opponent falling down. And then a standing 8 count that our fighter received because he was dazed was another 2 points.
Yeah.
So that one punch exchange
5
resulted
points.
in 5 points, and it put our fighter from Peru, Montalvo, over the top in terms of the 12-point discrepancy, and that ends the bout with Peru winning the bout over Singapore.
Yep.
Michael Jesus Herreras Montalvo, the winner of that bout.
And you see how striking, not just grappling, but the striking can stack points so quickly too. When you land a strike and get a knockdown, that's the way to get a lot of points very quickly.
Sure.
So here we are, still 65 kilogram. Looks like our first Thai fighter coming out. Kitasak Suksangwan versus Egypt, Goma El Shora.
Our platform referee from Belarus, Sergei Pakulchik. And in red, as you said, Mark, our first fighter from Thai, Suksangwan, fighting our fighter from Egypt, El Shora.
Egypt already doing well in earlier bouts. In the first session, we saw them have some strong performances, I know, and have seen them in the past. And of course, Thailand, known for fighting. So let's see how well our Thai fighter does in Sanda. Good, strong inner thigh kick from Blue, and some clinch punches. While they didn't score, they were strong.
Fighter in red going down.
1 point for Blue. And then Blue driving again.
2 takedowns from Egypt. I think that kick from Thailand landed on the arm, and that's not a scoring area. While you could hear it, it's not a scoring area. Thai fighter neutralizing that throw. Nice push kick in there to earn 2 points for him.
Inner thigh kick from Egypt.
Egypt ahead with 4 of our judges as we edge into the last 40 seconds of this first round.
Both fighters showing good movement. Egypt maybe having a little bit of an edge in that department, though. Seems very light on his feet, able to move around, but then solid when need to be. But there we go with Thailand being aggressive and scoring a trip. Very well done. 2 points for him, and that could turn it around on some... Oh, it did.
As we move into this end, there's a takedown.
Wow.
1 point for El Shura. It really is a close first round here.
Yeah. Our fighter from Thailand just needs to get a few points to switch things, but he can't quite seem to make it happen. There's 15 seconds left. Let's see what he can pull off. And that is going to seal that round. Absolutely.
1 second left with that takedown. 2 points.
And you can't blame Suksung Guan for going for it, trying to get those points. But sometimes that's what happens. Then your opponent waits, catches you, and then really takes it away from you.
The winner of that first round, Blue. In blue, from Egypt, Goma El Shura, over our Thai fighter in red, Kyrgyzstan, Suksungwan.
And here we see that driving takedown, and then nice
push
kick up to the upper chest, and then here, punch kick, and an answer.
Nice combination there.
Round 2 between these two 65-kilogram fighters. Let's see if the Thai can turn it around here.
Nice roundhouse kick.
Off to a good start. Inner thigh kick from Egypt.
Both fighters looking well conditioned here as we move into a second round. Very lively on their feet, still strong. Thailand holding on and is off the platform.
Yeah, Egypt worked hard for that,
he
but
did, and he earned it.
Absolutely, Thailand was fighting that every bit of the way.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to get him off the platform again. He knows that it's always dangerous having a capable fighter in the second round.
Yeah. And that's going to be hard for Suksungwan, is trying to feel comfortable throwing your kicks because of the fear of that drive that could come and toss you off the lei tai. You can see Egypt waiting for for a leg to come up, seeing if he can get a catch.
But your point, Suksungwan showing good movement on the lei tai, trying to stay inside that yellow boundary.
Yes, definitely made that adjustment. Good catch, but couldn't do anything with it. But counter kick.
Counter kick. And he's actually very competitive in this round.
Yes,
with
he is.
good amount of time.
Oh, beautiful leg kick. And an answer on the inner leg.
So they're now tied in this round.
Oh, but
and a nice reach
cross.
over punch.
That undid the tie, but still very close.
Egypt with the slight lead here. Very slight, but able to neutralize any scoring potential once they're clinched.
That's the hard thing here. You want to drive in and get your points, but when you end up here, you're not going to score unless you kick on the break and get a valid target.
Good work for Suksungwan fighting out of the clinch.
One warning.
Caution from Oshora, and that's a push kick to 2 more points to stretch his lead.
Yep. Egypt
will be just enough.
Wow. Egypt playing a very smart game against a very game opponent.
Goma Al-Shura from Egypt wins his bout over Kyrgyzstan Suksungwan of Thailand in the round of 32, men's 65 kilogram. Winner of round 2.
And here
so
we see
moved to a third round.
Off the lei tai.
According to the International rules,
Ah.
both sides are awarded equal points. The side with the lighter weight will be declared the winner. Time up.
So they had a tie.
They had
so
a
it
draw.
was tie. He pulled out a tie at the last second.
Wow.
Our points were not coming up just yet.
Our computers were a little behind the speed of these fighters. They're that fast. So with that, the round
our fighter from Thailand was able to make up the difference there and win that and tie. And because he's the lighter weight, according to the rules, he wins.
He wins the round.
If they're even on warnings, admonitions, then the round will go to the lighter weight fighter, and El-Shura coming out strong with a takedown.
Yeah. You know, El-Shura doesn't want to make the same mistake and let that be close together.
Both fighters off the platform.
Wow. It doesn't get any closer than that last round. How exciting. Good to see these guys out again. They have energy, so you want to see them keep going. And now Egypt really trying to get in there and dominate.
No points scored in the clinch. And there's a takedown initiated by El-Shura from Egypt, but countered by Suksungwan. And we're still very, very even in this match. 30 seconds into it, and a lot of action here.
Yeah, very close fight. But Egypt up right now, so Suksungwan's got some work to do. He don't want to have a round like as close as the last one if you can avoid it.
Well, that's what El Shura was attempting to.
Oh, wow.
And there's a takedown.
Smart trip. You see how you pause and make it seem like we're going to passively clinch and then pop. Very smart. But
El Shura trying to
El
get
Shura went down first
trying
again.
to get that point back and actually landed first. Important for Suksangwon to fight a smart fight here.
He's up on most judges' cards, but then just switched back again on one of them. So
this is a very close third bout here.
1 minute left, just under a minute. Anyone's fight here.
And this is what El Shura has been really good at doing, pressing, push kick.
There, he's going to get that point. And they're tangled up.
1 point to shift again. This round has gone back and forth within each technique.
Wow, and just a millisecond too late on that trip. Good check there. And attacking the legs.
30 seconds left.
Being warned to listen.
Someone needs to fight a smart fight if he's going to hold on to this lead, because El Shura will press. He will continue to press. And he gets the takedown.
Wow.
Suksangwon gets the takedown.
20 seconds left,
but
still within 2 points on many of the judges.
Fight.
That's one kick to the body. That's all it is.
Let's see. Almost in the clinch. Suksangwon had the leg, but El Shura is strong and didn't go down.
10 seconds
and there's
left.
10 seconds. Not sure if El Shura realizes. Oh,
wow.
And off the platform for 2 points.
Wow.
Off the platform for 2 points.
This just turned the fight. That technique
this is
right
just
there.
what happens.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, are they going to come down to the same situation?
No, I think we have 2 for blue, 1 for red, and 2 draws. I think it just went to our blue fighter. We'll make sure that these are fully updated.
Goodness.
Unbelievable in the last, 8 seconds?
Actually, that was the last 3 seconds.
Unreal.
That one off platform cost 2 points for Suksangwon, but these fighters gave us an exciting bout today.
Absolutely. It doesn't get any closer than that. That was unbelievable. But congratulations for Egypt. A hard-won fight there for Goma El Shura.
Suksangwon's not quite sure what.
Yeah. I think he's figured out that it was that last ring out. And wow.
Both fighters deep into fight 3 rounds.
I need a minute to recover from that one, but we have no time. We've got to get on to the next one.
An exciting fight, Mark.
That was awesome.
Now we have Russia and Malaysia up. Russia in red, Magomed Abdulakov in red, and Jinwan Chong of Malaysia in blue. Our platform referee from Kyrgyzstan.
And I don't know about everyone watching, but after seeing so many of these excellent bouts in 65 kilogram, I can't wait to see these later matchups that are coming too. You got to remember, these people are coming back out after these wins, so start picking your favorites now.
Mahmoud Abdul Kalyakov.
That's
a very familiar fighter here at the World Championships.
And that's our Russian here in red.
Fighting Jianhua Chong of Malaysia in blue. First round.
And touching of gloves. And some
A lot of speed there for Malaysia. The reaction time.
leg caught and good lift and drop. 1 point. Russia, very quick back leg round kicks. And you can hear the snap when they impact. Just a second too late there to score on that. The referee had already called stop.
Abdul Kalyakov leading here.
Another takedown. Jianhua Chong just seems like he's got to get started here. He's got to let loose with some stuff. It's being a little too reserved. The points are already racking up against him. So he's just got to start getting some points of his own here. He's on the scoreboard, but just not enough.
Well, he knows he's fighting a very, very strong fighter. So he came out the first couple of seconds to try and establish himself. Since then,
yeah,
Abdul Kalyakov has had his way.
And as this fight goes on, if he's able to keep landing hard leg kicks, Russia is able to land hard leg kicks, things like that, it's going to slow down Malaysia even more and make more susceptible to throws. When your lead leg is cramping up, it's hard to squat low and defend against being thrown and wrestled. Good hard body shot.
Right. We're dangerously close to a 12-point discrepancy.
Yes, we are. I think we might be seeing that. But it is almost the end of the round. Oh, spinning back fist off of the spinning kick. And we're going to see him 2-point takedown. That might do it. No, just one of our judges, I think, is still just 1 point away, but very close. Very, very close to being stopped. And here we see that spinning back fist early, hitting with the forearm very hard. And then here, stepping in deep for that throw. Spinning, full 360 to roundhouse kick.
Realized how close he had him to the edge.
Magomed definitely feeling confident, feeling comfortable. You can see from his spinning tactics, he's it's usually one of two things. You're throwing spinning tactics as a Hail Mary because you're way down, or you're throwing them because you feel confident that you're not going to be grabbed and taken down and that sort of thing. And I think, unfortunately for Malaysia, it is the latter. I think that Magomed's feeling good about his performance there. He was way up on points. So let's see if Malaysia can turn this around. Good hands.
I think we may end up
Magomed is gonna rack up some points here. He's really going now. I think his first round he got to feel it out, and now he's walking straight forward with his hands low to catch a kick. You know.
Based on the exchanges we just saw, the platform referee and the head table will be checking to make sure that things stay safe with the discrepancy between the fighters.
Blue fighter. Yeah. Blue fighter down from a body punch, liver punch. Wow. This is going to be at his mouth guards. I don't think he's getting up. Nope. Yes. That's it. Medical attention.
Yeah.
from a body punch, and you don't see that too often in Sanda with the level of movement, etc. But he had landed that shot earlier, and we saw Chong's hand come towards his chest. He signaled in the first round that that punch had hurt, I believe. And I think that Magomed picked up on that was there for him.
Magomed Abdul Kaliakov wins this round and the fight.
Very dominant performance. Jian Huashong is up, walking, and that's a good sign, able to walk it off. Here we see him throwing the body kicks, and there's that deep body punch. You see it just shudder, and there's where the realization is. Chong tried to keep his feet, but just could not.
Our next fight in the men's 65 kilogram, our last fight of this session, the men's 65 kilogram, is Matteo Polsinelli from Italy, fighting Irvin Barid from France. Our platform referee is from Korea, Sung-Kyun Shin. Our fighter from Italy is in red, Matteo Polsinelli. Irvin Barid from France is in blue.
Both fighters feeling out at a distance, but
nice roundhouse kick there from France.
France the shorter fighter, but very quick to answer with that roundhouse kick. And he steps in and gets the takedown. Beautiful, beautiful movement there. Another inner thigh kick. And another. And a side kick to the body. France is looking very good. Italy's just got to pull the trigger. You can't just stalk at him and get clipped in the legs repeatedly. Good check, though. That'll stop that inner thigh kick. Good attempt and good takedown defense.
Good defense.
Italy was unable to score with that, but I think that's still a better strategy than not throwing.
Yeah, there's another clean takedown. At this point, Polsinelli is spending so much time trying to stay out of striking range, out of an attack range, that he's not in close enough to earn any points.
Yeah.
And as a result, he hasn't scored any points.
And France is going to get this.
So
France is going to get a 12-point
it's
spacing here.
Really easy for France to have this 12-point.
Wow. But just as we say that, Italy gets his biggest
first
technique.
2 points. His first 2 points.
Yeah. He needs to do more of that to stay in this game. He was so close to actually just losing the entire bout because of the point spread.
You're right, Mark. He was dangerously close to this entire bout being over, and now he's going to live through for another chance in the second round.
Yes.
That first round is going to Barid of France.
Yeah.
But
France still with a dominant performance.
Yes, Polsinelli at least allowed himself a second round.
Absolutely. He did exactly what he needed to do to get another round. You know, and if you're a fighter, you do not want to go home before at least getting your 2 rounds in. You know, you don't want to let that 12-point gap get you early in the first.
Irvin Barid of France wins the first round in this men's 65 kilogram round of 13 match in our 15th World Wushu Championships here in Shanghai. For those of you who are joining our live stream, welcome to the second session of our first day of competition here in Shanghai. We move into the second round, the first round being taken by our fighter in blue from France.
And let's see what adjustments Pulcinelli can have here. Hard leg kicks. And Pulcinelli switches stance, goes southpaw for a little bit, maybe looking for a different angle, and a pointed attack called. Pulcinelli gets on the board with a leg kick. Maybe he should keep using the southpaw stance. But he switches back. Punches in a kick, but off the lay tie.
Platform.
And that was a case of Pulcinelli doing a good combination, but not in a good place.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Irvin Barrett is aware of that. One more off platform wins the round for him, saves him some energy.
Exactly.
We'll see.
You got to think that every time you throw a hard kick like that, even if you're winning, you could hit a knee and break a foot or have an injury. And if all you have to do is push someone off that lay tie and end this bout, you're going to do it. Pulcinelli going for an off lay tie of his own, and that's a good strategy on his side. Irvin goes to the body and then goes low.
Both fighters off the lay tie. Our fighter from France, Irvin Barrett, in the lead. Pulcinelli picks up that leg and is off the platform.
Irvin Barrett knows it, raised his hand. He knows that's the end of the round.
That's right.
And he
Two
knows
times
that's
off
the
the
end of the bout.
platform.
Just a little confusion there.
Yeah, they're just checking to make sure.
There it is. Yeah. I'm gonna send them off to take off their headgear. And France making a great show of it in that round, or in that bout. Some smart fighting, good technique.
For our viewers at home, when a fighter goes off the platform twice in one round, their opponent wins the round. And by winning that second round, France
Won the bout.
already won the first round.
Here we see it.
Off platform twice. We talked about this, whether having that first off platform.
Well,
would,
you called it, Tony. You knew. You said he's going to look for it. And he was patient, but he found his opportunity to get that and knew that would end the fight and save him some extra work, you know.
And he ended the fight. It's great when we come to the World Championships to see some of our fantastic friends, and I just had wonderful opportunity to see the team leader for Indonesia, who's also one of our international judges here, this time leading the team for Indonesia.
And here we are moving on to the next weight class, 70 kilograms. And we have Ayoub Kaoua in red
From Morocco,
and Puja Riyaya
from Indonesia.
So
we've moved into our 70 kilogram category here, still round of 13, second session of our 15th World Wushu Championships here in Shanghai. And a takedown there by Indonesia in blue.
31 fighters in 70 kilograms. So again, a very, very stacked weight division. Morocco took bronze at the 14th championships. A different fighter under the same flag, but again, probably meaning that they've got some Sanda training and skill to be able to medal in previous years. So far, 1-1 on all the judges' scorecards, a tie, a draw. And we have
Off the
lay tie.
platform, Riaya scores 2 points for moving Ayub off. And Ayub gets points back for that takedown.
Still blue in the lead on the judges. All the judges' cards, but just barely.
Very close round.
And as we've seen before, you can do it with 3 seconds left. Just land one more technique, get that off the lay tie push. So
45 seconds is a lot of time for a match this close.
It can feel like an eternity out there. Missed that.
Morocco trying to take him down.
He tried to hook his leg in and didn't have it locked up. And then you saw the blue fighter, Indonesia, step out and not be tripped by that. So, and again, blue scoring a takedown. So now blue opening up the lead. Puja Riaya missing a hip throw there, though. And they'll break here.
Fighter from Morocco, tall and wiry.
But still game to grapple. Wow. At the very end, Indonesia getting one more takedown for 1 point.
So that first round will go to Puja Riaya from Indonesia.
You see some quick exchanges back and forth. Leg catch attempt and then a push. And so that's a technique that you use to get your foot out. When you throw your roundhouse kick, often it gets stuck and somebody can hold that against their body and then get the takedown. So Morocco turned with the kick and bent the knee back in to spin through, which is great to get your foot back out. Unfortunately, Riaya saw that he had his back turned and just drove in and did a push, realizing that they were close to the edge of the lay tie. And that was a very smart strategy to earn points. That's an added
complication of fighting on the lay tie.
Absolutely.
So for our viewers, we have not only the kicks and punches that you typically see in a combat sport, but we also have the grappling, the throwing, but then on the lay tie, more points scored when you move your opponent off the lay tie, but also if you move your opponent off the lay tie twice within the same round, you win that round.
And a thing that's different when you fight on a lay tie is you don't have the ropes you would in a boxing ring or the cage that you see in these MMA things. Nothing to lean on, and it can feel it's not very high up. Oh, slip and fall.
Slip and
2
fall.
points. That's an expensive mistake.
Ayub Kawa trying to press the issue, trying to move this to a 3-round bout, and he went off the lay tie, but the fighters were still connected, so there's no score. Riaya trying to fight a very smart fight, knowing that his opponent has longer reach, but he has speed, and he's going to pull him off the lay tie with him.
Only one judge showing any score for red, for Morocco. And
Morocco
Riaya
really fighting off that, trying to neutralize that throw. He did a great job, both fighters going off the lei tai, but as we close in,
oh, wow.
what a beautiful sweep to earn 2 points and keep him solidly in and ahead on 2 judges' scorecards.
Wow. And another kick.
one.
It's interesting. He's throwing them as leg kicks, and he's just getting that timing right. It's how a sweep kind of can work. You know, you aim your leg kick at their lead leg, they turn
Feeling
over.
a little inspired
Yes.
by that technique.
Oh, he's doing damage to that leg. He's causing the lead leg to cross over. So that is good contact.
Takedown.
And it could lead to him getting takedowns too, because it weakens the legs. Threw it high, good strategy, but misses. 30 seconds left. It's looking like we might see a third round. Oh, he is
Morocco ahead. And he goes down. He goes down first with that takedown.
Unfortunately, yeah, for him.
What a close round. Holding on. Still with Morocco
Just
ahead.
up. Oh,
And he goes down.
wow.
2 points. Another one of these rounds where anything can go in the last 10 seconds.
It is a tied match right now. We don't even know. We're going to have to look at the end of this. No points here.
And that's it for the round.
Looks like blue.
3-2.
Wow.
And the round will go to Indonesia. A hard-fought second round.
Absolutely. Great back and forth. You see here, throwing that high kick and slipping right in the beginning of the round. He came out hard, but missed. Here is that kick. So you see he was
That's
aiming
right.
at the lead leg, but then Riaya threw his back leg, which now it turns into a trip.
An exciting match.
Absolutely.
Down to the last 10 seconds again. Our fighter from Morocco trying to force to a third round.
Just barely missed it.
What a great fight. Puya Riaya from Indonesia in blue wins this 70-kilogram round of 32 match. Our next 70-kilogram bout between Mexico, Alejandro Perez of Mexico in red, fighting Samuel John Coburn from Australia. Our platform referee from Indonesia, Wildrut Sibarani. I think this might be our first fighter from Australia.
I believe it is, yeah. Australia's long, great history of fights too, of fighters. John Wayne Parr, probably one of the best known out of Australia. Good combinations. No score, both off the late
Good
time.
effort there. Perez attempting that throw. And
Very
there's
good.
a nice takedown, easy takedown by Coburn.
Coburn showing some good strategies here.
Sure. And ahead and
Good.
exchanging and pushing him off the lei tai, but Perez able to pull him with him. Coburn ahead in the first 40 seconds of this first round.
Coburn throwing some heat on some of those punches. Definitely bad intentions. Now, very good strategy, push out.
Able to get the off-platform, one off-platform for him in this round. Nice thigh kick. Perez needs to follow that up.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
with some punches there.
Perez buttoning those hands up for a second, just watching out. Great takedown defense. Turning a catch into a takedown.
What great
for yourself.
balance
Yeah.
by Coburn.
Good hands. And
Oy.
and they're not going to call the
Yeah, it looked like a low kick.
possibly a
but,
groin kick, but going to keep progressing.
So it's 2 points for the forcible
And
count.
that's
Second
gonna be
time
our
off the
round.
lay tie. The round is over. That first round will go to Samuel John Coburn of Australia. Twice off the lay tie for Perez. You'll see
And we can see
pressure.
some of these
Perez
hard
puts on.
shots. And then that
There's
looks
an
like the inner
inside
thigh.
thigh kick.
And I think that was a great call by the
Yeah.
judges there
You
to
could
not
see
call it. Yeah, when you see the leg bang out to the side like that, that doesn't come from a groin kick. Maybe it glances the cup barely, but that is not a groin shot. That is a thigh kick. Oh, we have
12-point
12-point
discrepancy with
there.
all of those points. The thigh kick was 1 point, going down was 2 points, and the
forcible
counting was another 2 points. So those 5 points pushed him to that 12-point discrepancy and ends the fight.
And so Samuel John Coburn from Australia wins the bout.
On.
Showed great skill and technique in there in the one round we got to see.
So the winner of that round with a 5-point score at the end is Samuel John Coburn, winner of that round in our first round. We now move to our next fight. Saifallah Msalmi from Tunisia, fighting Sungmo Park from Korea. Sungmo Park has given us some truly exciting fights here in the World Championships in the past. Our platform referee Viet Lap Dao from Vietnam. So we may be in for a very exciting fight.
Both fighters just feeling each other out. Opening shot from Tunisia to the inner thigh. Doesn't score though, maybe low to the knee a little bit. Blocked on the arm on that kick, though we did hear it. Wow.
Both fighters off platform there.
But I think that's going to be red down. Yes. No, it should be.
No.
Yeah, and it's getting corrected. Yes, 2 points. That is correct.
Yes.
Red was completely down and kept pushing, and that's the only reason they both went off the lay tie. So now Tunisia gets some points back there with a 1 point takedown.
Takedown.
Both fighters.
Sungmo Park got not only the takedown but a kick in there too. 4 points.
Both fighters still showing each other a lot of respect. Not being reckless.
Very measured in their fighting at this point. We probably will see an appointed attack very soon.
Yeah.
There it is.
Maybe see another appointed attack here soon. There we go. Scoring on some of the judges' cards there. And Park coming back with his own inner thigh kick.
Sungmo Park showing great footwork.
Yeah.
In and out.
Good reaction as well, adjusting to the grapple, adjusting to the range. Park playing a smart game, trying to get the side kick and then controlling. But good punch. Oh, but just loss of balance for Tunisia. But a good punch there before he lost his balance. So
sure. That 2-point combination gave two points for kick, and then that slip.
Yeah.
4 points for Sungmo Park.
Yeah.
To solidly win that first round. Let's see what we have in terms of possible replay.
So we see that high inner thigh kick.
And that turn.
There he had a punch, but slipped as he threw the kick. He didn't have his footing, and you can see the frustration on his face. Of course, you hate to give up those points. But he was down in points, and he was going for it. So, you know, you have to do that when you're down. You've got to try to get some more score on the board.
The winner of that first round, Sungmo Park from South Korea. We move into the second round. He's fighting Saifullah Msalmi from Tunisia.
Picking up kind of where we left off here. A lot of respect shown. Not wanting to make a mistake. Very measured. Good head movement from Park. Ducking under. And good takedown defense from Tunisia.
Showed us great skill there.
Park definitely looked like he had that locked up. To defend against that is very, very good. Msalmi read what was happening and did exactly what he needed to do to not go down.
We're in under 30 seconds of into the round, and we just have 1 to 2 points scored on the scorecard. So platform referee motioning about clinching, but for Msalmi, it's important to get this round back by scoring some points. He's at this point into the 1 minute in the round with no points for the judges.
Yeah. And you see Park got an appointed attack there, had to go in, but...
That's right. But he's close enough. He's close enough that the points are so low that just with a few techniques that land, he could be right in this, forcing a third round.
Yes.
But in this case, with 46 seconds left to go, Sungmo Park is the only one on the scoreboard.
Yep. And there he is again.
Nice combination to add to that.
And this is the thing, you end up with 30 seconds left. Now you get frantic, and then the opponent that was up by 2 can start to run away with it. And we're starting to see Park feel confident, comfortable, know he's ahead. So able to throw a few techniques, but then still go back to this distance control. And that can be so frustrating when you're up against that, when you watch someone just fade away from everything you throw. You want to feel that contact like you're hitting a heavy bag, and instead you get nothing but air.
Msalmi really wanted to, he's cautious about his roundhouse kick because he knows that Sungmo Park is fast enough to grab it.
Good attempt there from Msalmi, going with the hard kick. Punching in the clinch.
But again, 4 judges didn't see. So when Msalmi has a chance to go back and look at the tape, while Sungmo Park is a strong fighter, he needed to take more chances to earn some points.
Exactly.
As you pointed out, you win 0. You win none of the points that you...
Yeah, if you don't throw them.
Right.
No strikes
So-
land if no strikes thrown, and it's, you know, you have to temper that with being frantic or gassing or something like that. But Salmi looked like he had gas in the tank, so, you know, but I also get it when Park's movement was very good, and when you see someone fade away, you don't commit to the punch anymore because you see them move out of your range, and you maybe don't quite know how to corner them and get that shot off. So a little bit lower scoring in the beginning there, and Park seemed very comfortable to be in that.
Our winner from South Korea, Sungmo Park, over Saifullah Msalmi from Tunisia.
We're going to stay in 70 kilograms for a few more fights here. We have our next fight from India, Suraj Yadav, and from Brazil, we have Yao Antonio de Oliveira.
Our platform referee is from Belarus, Sergei Pakholchik. Our fighter from India in red, Suraj Yadav, fighting João de Oliveira from Brazil in blue.
And earlier in this session, in the women's division, we had winners from both of these countries in different fights. So India and Brazil both won earlier. Unfortunately for one of these fighters, that can't happen today. One will have to win and one will have to go home. India trying a throw, but Brazil defending well, but just lost.
Brazil loses balance.
Just making sure the judge calls that so it goes up on the scoreboards of all the line judges.
Well, he called the wrong gesture.
Yes.
2 points. Overrule from the assistant head judge.
Good body kick for Brazil, though.
Resounding kick there.
Yeah.
Sliding out.
Strong striker. Wow. India, good transition there.
India slightly ahead here.
Yeah. But still seeing good kicks from Brazil to the body. If you know you have that, you could turn a fight around in a few seconds. Wow. I think Blue's down first again. Yes. Even though good throw,
attempt for a reverse, but he touched down first.
And this is where you have to pick and choose your wrestling movements that you use. In a wrestling match, that'd be great.
There you go.
That's very good. 2 points.
Yadav stretching out this lead. In a very active fight.
Yeah. Against a very tough opponent. I mean, Brazil not slacking.
And a beautiful throw. I'm not sure if he touched. I couldn't see from his
Both
profile.
down is what we're going to have
down.
from our platform judge. Yeah. But some really intense exchanges here. It's a great fight to watch. Good timing.
Kick
from India. And there, that's what Brazil needed.
Brazil gets a 2-point takedown.
Good 2-point takedown, feels good, gets you some confidence. Kicking at the same time.
India still stretching out the lead there as we move into the last 13 seconds of the first round.
And
caught the leg, and he does get him down.
And you see how tough Brazil is, hanging on, trying not to go down, but still just so aggressive from India, just following through all the way to the end, really completing that takedown. And that's exhausting for both fighters, so.
Surya Yadav wins the first round over João de Oliveira of Brazil. Round 1 goes to red from India. Surya Yadav
I think one thing that Brazil needs to watch out is throwing kicks off the back of the back leg and switching the stance. In other words, not bringing it back. India seems very game to try and catch those, kind of fade away from a back leg front kick that lands down in front and catch that. We did see, however, when he's throwing that roundhouse kick into the body that he can connect hard, and that could turn a fight around and rack up points very quickly. So let's see if he makes some adjustments. Definitely exciting bout. Two skillful fighters from two countries that are known for doing Sanda pretty darn well. This is great.
It's important for De Oliveira to get on the scoreboard early.
Yeah.
We've seen Surya Yadav stretch out a lead.
Yeah. Get on the scoreboard early. Start turning that tide. Make sure that you are the one that comes away. Good. And see, that's good. You throw that roundhouse kick and you get on the board with some of the judges here. You see that. And then no points lost because you both go off the lei tai. So if he can keep doing this, he can get himself to a third round. And good takedown.
Takedown.
Now you see a little bit more hesitation from India. But,
India.
Wow, that was a very tough one to read who was down first. Okay. And we have some
Wardrobe
shorts.
malfunction, uniform malfunction there in Brazil.
And Brazil getting a 2-point takedown. Very good.
A 2-point takedown puts Brazil, edges Brazil into the lead.
Yep.
Still a lot of time left for a close round like this.
And you
But
see the
Brazil
leg
doing
kick.
a great job of staying
Close.
even.
Yeah,
Yes, he's
getting
staying
close. The leg kick there, it's you know, India just willing to chip away, which is good strategy. Oh. And that's one sometimes where you're pushing to drive for that takedown. You almost want to keep it on the lei tai so that you're both down and you get that down first rather than off the lei tai where you get no points. Both fighters working very hard in this fight. A lot of grappling.
Second round, good energy from both fighters.
Yeah.
Still
No quit in them. And he cinches up that single leg takedown.
And you hear the audience recognizing that Brazil is taking the lead back again with 30 seconds.
Still
So,
anyone's match, though. Anyone's round. Oh,
and
boy.
that slip,
That slip is very
2-point
costly.
costly slip with 18 seconds.
Just turned.
Puts Yadav in the lead again.
We have had so many bouts like this. This last 10 seconds, so important to see where we're going to go. Can Brazil turn it around? Yes. That is 2 points for Brazil. That is going to switch us to
It sure does.
blue, but is it enough? I'm waiting for scores to come in. 2 blue, 3 red.
No.
I think no. Wow.
Another close,
Wow.
another close round. 3 judges scored it. India, 2 judges scored it. Brazil.
And what an effort. Let's watch some replay here. Look, this throw here from Brazil, tying up the arm. And there,
India going
yeah,
down.
India going low, but Brazil keeping weight and pressure on him to get points. So close.
What a tough round. One tough fight.
That was impressive.
Won by Surya Yadav of India over João de Oliveira from Brazil. But a really close one, down to the last 6 seconds. What an amazing fight. Our next men's 70-kilogram fight, Mark, is Turkey. Nusret Altinkaya fighting from Romania. Dumbrava. Petriosor Dumbrava is in blue from Romania. Our fighter from Turkey that they're calling to the platform is Nusret Altinkaya. Our platform referee.
He's giving him an admonishment immediately
1
for...
point for delaying coming to the platform, won by Dumbrava because of that penalty. So it's 1 point, but also if they were the same weight and tied, it would also have additional consequences.
Exactly.
So at this point, it's just 1 point before the round even starts.
He gets a takedown, so able to get it back. Yeah.
Kick from Turkey.
I'm just cheap when it comes to points, and I don't want to give any away. So, you know, good for Turkey to be able to score back and do well here, obviously, but...
Altinkaya takes down his opponent again.
Gets it right before the call for stop, so the motion started just at the latest possible time.
And we see Dumbrava trying to hold his own there defensively. The key now is to score some points.
Yeah, yeah. You can't just go out and not get hit. You got to hit.
He just scored a point to move him a little bit closer there, but...
it just looks like, yeah, Turkey's throwing with real hard punches, and they could be dangerous for Romania. And that might be why you're not seeing him open up. When you feel one of those shots whiz by...
It looks like he might get a standing 8 count soon. If Turkey keeps with these heavy blows.
Yeah.
We're just into the first 58 seconds, and Turkey's really unleashing.
But Romania just got a little shot back, maybe slowed that down. That's a hard thing you have to do, too. Sometimes you just have to bite on the mouth guard and throw back, because if you just keep waiting, you know, even when they're throwing bombs like that, you have to intercept them and catch them as they're doing that so that they'll stop. Then you can focus on your strategy.
It's a nice right cross. Didn't score from Romania, but he's getting his hands out there. Dumbrava's
Turkey's way up on the scorecards here and could get a 12-point gap.
Very close to that 12 point. Look at these unleashing with these strong hands, and just a slip there to go down.
I think that slip might have cost him the 12-point gap. Yeah, but he could get it back.
20 seconds there left.
Throwing a punch.
Really throwing heavy punches there.
His Romania's feet are not really under him. We see that punch just kind of, he's stepping back, very tired. I don't know if it's from exhaustion or from frustration or from the impact of these punches. Maybe a mix of all the above.
To get him down. So Romania's going to... Dumbrava held on.
Yeah.
But it was very, very close when we look at the score discrepancy.
And here's our takedown. See some of these punches. Now, he's shielding, but you see how much power is on that. Even when shielded, it's moving the Romanian around, which, you know, sets up great techniques. Now there, Romania gets the takedown as Turkey slips while throwing a kick. Turkey's punch is definitely doing damage. And we'll see how Romania comes out if he can have his feet back under him and weather this.
Yeah, we'll see if Turkey comes back out with those heavy blows, flurry of punches.
Yeah.
That we see he's capable of throwing to start the round.
Yeah. Round 2. Looks like Turkey's giving a little space. Lead leg roundhouse kick. And there's some looping punches. Shots and then dropping low for takedown. Blue fighter down first, so 1 point for Turkey for that.
Altenkaya ahead on the scoreboard. Romania still, there's 1 point, but 4 judges still haven't seen scoreable technique from Dumbrava in this second round.
Leg kick and head punches.
Dumbrava trying to tie up Altenkaya.
Break and throw a kick. Very smart strategy. Another leg kick. Hard leg kick from Romania, though.
Romania, nice thigh kick. Puts them on the scoreboard.
And a good front push kick. Well timed. Defend against the back leg kick. Inner thigh. No, Romania better do something. He cannot sit balled up with his head down low like that. Looks fatigued. Luckily, Turkey seems to be slowing a bit too, so he's not bringing the fire quite as heavy as he was in round 1.
Romania is showing us that he can take some punches, though.
Yes.
Because
There's.
Altenkaya is really just punching at will here.
Yeah. That's where you worry. When you see a fighter just kind of bend over at the waist, you know, and not have much defense other than the hands up, they have to be careful. Somebody that's got the mobility of Turkey can slide back, throw a kick, just continually throw punches. You can take a lot of damage in that position. Oh, good 1-2. And another 1-2. And a hook. And a body kick. And another. Yeah,
And there's the
that's
call.
it. That is a good call. And that's what that 12-point gap is for right there. The fight isn't going to go any other way at this point, and Turkey has shown enough to say, you've won. And Romania, very, very tough. Here we see takedown. Front kick up towards the head. Romania trying a spinning back kick, following through with a kick, but there's where those hands start letting loose some big looping shots. So, Turkey, 70 kilogram, Nusret Kayhan Altenkaya is our winner of that fight, that bout. Another strong fighter in that division. And here we go on to our last 60 kilogram fight of this session, session 2. We have China, Zhao Yang versus Afghanistan, Habibi Nastratullah. And
Very good, Mark. It's a long name.
I made my way through it.
Nastratullah from Afghanistan, and we hear our hometown fighter. I think this might be our first male fighter from China.
I think we had one in the first session.
Our first fighter of this session.
And our female Chinese fighter was our first fight of the first session.
Zhao Yang Li in red.
And here they go.
From Afghanistan. Nastratullah in blue.
Good hands from Afghanistan, throwing hard.
Nastratullah trying to get the takedown there.
Good punches. But 2 points China. China looking to the coach.
Zhao Yang Li.
China body kick there.
Our fighter from Afghanistan knows what he's up against and using as a complete arsenal there.
Good inside punches from Afghanistan. The hard part with that is, I think I can see it from my angle, but I know some of the judges across from me can't see that tight little short hook that he threw. That is a good shot.
Platform referee checking to see if the chest protection is tied appropriately.
Both exchanging round kicks. Good
Nice
push kick.
kick there from Zhao Yan. Zhao Yan ahead here in this first round.
You hear Lee yelling on some of his shots, putting that emphasis on there. Can also help a little influence the judge.
Nastaratula trying to score some points. Lee staying just out of his range and scoring.
Wow.
Thigh kick.
Look at the takedown defense. China's so tough.
Nastaratula trying to give a very competitive round here. Zhao Lee, the strong showing in this first round.
Yeah. Landing those body shots, and you see the hands just not landing on some of those shots, just a little wild, and that was a good hook from China, from Lee. And here, this earlier takedown, 2 points. But Habibi Nastaratulu is still game to go.
You see the assistant head referee
Adjusting chest gear, making sure it's tied properly.
Fighters that tie the chest protection very loose.
Yeah, and the strategy there is if it's loose, when people go to throw you, it moves and you don't, so you automatically have wiggle room. When throwing someone, you want to lock up all that space so that the person can't wiggle, can't move an inch, and then you can really sling them with your throws. So that's why they're making sure it's not too loose. Very quick from China now. We're seeing just throwing repeated kicks.
Some nice strong punch from Nastaratula.
And this pace is just very tough to deal with.
Second round, but China recognizing that this is important. He won the first round comfortably, but this is also important training for China at the competition. There's a takedown by Nastaratula, but China still ahead in points.
There. Very good defense, though. Yeah. China's pace is, I don't want to say ridiculous, but that is a high pace. But great output.
China recognizes it's important in the mix of a fight in a competition like this, where he's in the round of 32. Is important training opportunity for him. He's able to attack at will.
Absolutely. And you can see just how tough it is to deal with that. You're getting, you have no chance to reset. No chance. And the pace is different than your first round. So much more aggressive. So you maybe didn't game plan. Maybe your corner didn't even inform you what to do with this onslaught of strikes.
Nastaratula, clearly a strong fighter, able to take some of those blows straight on. And
good hook.
And deep into the second round, have some strong blows of his own.
Yeah,
but not enough when we look at the amount of punches techniques that Zhang Yang is throwing.
Yeah. Lee is not throwing full force on every single shot, but he knows that he can throw with sufficient force and score. Good takedown for Afghanistan. Still in the fight.
takedown, 2 points, but he's still well in the lead.
Yeah.
By as many as 12 points for some judges. And striking at will. Habibi Nastaratullah
Wow.
gets another throw. But still, China is so far ahead in terms of points.
Yeah. Habibi
And that-
proving that he definitely deserves to be out there.
Absolutely.
Good takedowns, strong
Absolutely.
fighter, but
Round 2 easily goes to Zhao Yang Li.
yeah. And just seeing him pick up the pace from round 1 to round 2 and kind of put on a clinic of how to rack up points with your strikes.
Exactly. He used the round as really a training exercise, if you will.
Well, now you can see what everyone was cheering about when he came out. Huh? Not only a local favorite, but obviously
Lots of credit to
Dangerous
Habibi
opponent.
Nastaratullah.
Absolutely.
There's a takedown by Nastaratullah.
Yeah. Good work, you know. Still hanging in there and looking for his opportunities, and that's heart. Tough fighter. You can see his strength here is powering through to even get close to be able to do this. So hats off to him for successfully pulling off a lot of good movements in there under pressure.
We're now moving into our 90-kilogram bout here for our second session.
Yeah, so we have Carlos Cabos from the USA.
In red, and Momu Abdel Hakim from Algeria in blue. Round of 16.
And Cavazos has the height advantage here. Abdul Hakim, shorter, but built like a tank, thick
There's
legs.
a pointed attack there.
Try spinning kick. And he stays up on the lei tie.
Almost gets Carlos off the lei tie. If I'm not mistaken, it looked like 1 foot might have hovered off the edge, but he held on.
Both fighters still.
Mumu having the more active footwork around the lei tie.
So far, 0 score.
Yeah, they
At
haven't.
this-
They haven't engaged much there.
At this weight class, you're going to watch 2 trains hit when they do connect, it seems. So they have to respect the level of power that could come from a shot. Good side kick attempt there from the Algerian.
Mumu forcing Carlos to chase. Carlos moving there, but the first person to engage is Mumu.
Still, 57 seconds left in the round, no score. And they're attempting. There's 1 point, the leg kick. And a trip. Carlos down for 2 points. So now he's going to have to get aggressive. 45 seconds, you know, he's going to have to look for his opportunities. Algerius and Carlos losing his balance. Down for 2 points. And in with a beautiful takedown from Algeria. Now he's hit his stride.
Carlos a little flat on his feet.
Yeah.
And Algeria still moving around.
And this is going to go to the Algerian as he is up significantly.
Sure, Carlos didn't score any points on 4 judges' scorecard.
Yeah.
So you mentioned this earlier where they were 57 seconds in and still no points. In this situation, Carlos has no chance to make up the difference when he's still at 0 at the end of 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And you see Algeria 9, 7, 7, 7, 7. So he was able to suddenly, in less than a minute, rack up all of those points. You see a beautiful trip there.
Four of his points were from takedowns with Carlos. So 4 points with takedowns. That leaves just 3 points.
Yep.
Two techniques that scored 2 points each. So it's not as if he outscored Carlos by so much. It's that Carlos didn't have any other points.
Yes,
there on this scoreboard. So that's the most important thing for him this round.
Yes.
To get the feeling of scoring some points out there.
Yeah, he's got to just start connecting with anything. Start throwing a jab. 1, 2. Oh, they're going to hug it out for round 2. And great show of sportsmanship. These guys are having fun.
Well, Mumu has given us some exciting fights here in the World Championships in the past.
Oh, wow.
And there's an over-the-shoulder throw of a very tall guy.
Power lift there, but you see those tree trunks for legs. And he's going to go for it with his punches and off the lei tai.
Off the lei tai. That's 2 points, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get him off the lei tai again.
Same strategy.
He's a minute 38 seconds in. He's trying to throw him off, and he throws him off the lei tai, and the fight is over.
That's it.
Twice off the lei tai.
Dominant performance from Algeria. And you know Carlos is going to go back to the U.S. and watch the tape and see where he went wrong, work with his coaches on that.
Our winner, our fighter in blue from Algeria, Mumu Abdul Karim, wins this round over Carlos Cavos of USA.
Abdel Hakim, very, very good performance. Here's this lift. Watch this. Plants his feet and powers up. Wow, that's exactly how you do it. And here has the arm, throws, and right off the lei tai. All right, moving on. One more 90-kilogram fight. We have Egypt's Omar Badr versus Spain's Gonzalo Espec Freire. And Egypt in the red, Spain in the blue, 90-kilogram fighters.
Our ninth announcer trying to get the athletes on the platform.
I see people shadow boxing, getting water. Maybe the language difference, I think, is what we have here. There we go. Okay.
It's one of the things on the lei tai. It's why you see people cleaning the lei tai. It's very dangerous up there when it's slippery.
Yeah.
So we have fighters slipping just as they come onto the lei tai from the water, perspiration.
Leg kick, immediate response of
off the lei tai
punch and off the lei tai, but a loss of headgear as well.
Gonzalo Freire off the platform once in the first 7 seconds of that fight.
And you're going to see Egypt try to do that again. If you're only 7 seconds in and you got that, you're going to want that again. And it looks like they've changed headgears or adjusted. Yeah, they're switching a headgear and it doesn't seem to be fitting. Maybe they have one too small, one too big. I don't know. They need to solve this quickly or it's going to start costing them. Fighters touch gloves again.
We resume this first round.
Oh. And you could tell Red wanted to get off the platform, but Spain grabbed and tried for his own. They both go off, so no points there.
Egypt with the lead, but pressing here,
And
trying to get,
that's
and he
the
gets it
round.
off the platform again. That round is over.
Dominant performance by Egypt.
Again, where these fighters can conserve some energy.
And we had a silver medalist in this weight class at the 14th championships out of Egypt. So Omar definitely has good training partners and a strong gym to be able to work on these techniques here. And you see him just power right through there without hesitation and get the second time off the lei tai. And this is hard when you're Spain. You're sitting there, you haven't really even broken a sweat, and you've already got a round against you. You've got to try and regroup, past in the past, and get to it.
This is where we've seen fighters fighting off one leg and able to stay on the lei tai and neutralize a throw. So it's part of the experience for our fighter, Frier from Spain, to learn how to maneuver on the lei tai, and he's off the platform once again.
And Egypt has just figured out the hole in that game. He
knows. So now it's a matter of whether Egypt wants to finish the fight in the same way or spend some time fighting there.
There he goes. He threw some techniques, takedown, some strikes. But I think Egypt will go back to that off lei tai and before the end of the round and just maybe get the easy win. Nope, not going to be there, though.
Well, remember, we saw a fighter from China really using his time on the lei tai for some training.
Yeah.
We do see a fighter from Algeria, from Egypt, attempting to get that other off platform.
And it could
Won't
just be
very hard.
There it is. Yeah. And it could just be because of his opponent closing distance and punching, you end up in those clinches. And
fighter from Spain, very, very frustrated.
Yeah.
Understandably frustrated. Gonzalo Frier realizes that both of his rounds were lost in the same way.
Very quickly, yes.
But he'll go back and have an opportunity. Sometimes what we find where fighters are not competing or training on a lei tai, they don't have that sense of movement on the lei tai.
And I can tell you, the first time you step on a lei tai, you don't want that to be in a competition setting. It's very nerve-wracking. There you see again the Egyptian just powering through, driving him off the lei tai. And look at disappointment from Spain. Of course, you don't ever want to lose, and you feel like maybe you didn't even get much of a fight going. But
well, he's frustrated. It happened the first round, and now it's happened the second round.
But it's obviously that's the hole in the game,
fighting.
and that's Egypt finding it. So you know that's what he'll work on, I'm sure, when he goes back to the drawing board.
We are in our last session of this last bout of this second session, and this is our heaviest weight category, men's 90 kilogram plus. We have Renaud Varlet from Belgium fighting Rizvan Kuniev from Russia in a round of 16, and our platform referee is from Vietnam, Viet Lap Dao. Heavy weight category that always brings a lot of excitement and joy to the competition when we move to the later rounds.
It's interesting, blue fighter, Russia, doing kind of a Thai march there, that style of switching stance, raise the knee, threatening the Czech and walking forward. I tell you what, I couldn't hold mitts for these guys.
Both of these guys are big, but The Russian fighter looks like he towers
Yeah.
over.
Oh, there's a lot of heat coming off those punches, big looping shots.
Ronald Varlet from Belgium in red, Rizvan Kuniev in blue. Our final bout of the second session of the 15th World Wushu Championships here on day one.
Oh, and a slip. I think the floor shook up here from that. Red trying his game on the inside. Not a bad strategy if he can hold up that weight of the towering fighter leaning on him. But he can get those shorter shots in. Maybe he could do a little damage and disrupt the balance again. But this is a very close match so far. 3 of our judges saying it's a draw at the moment. 4 are saying it's a draw.
Around 50 seconds left in the first round, with both fighters fairly evenly matched according to the judges.
Oh, hard leg kick delivered by Russia.
Looked like it was to the calf as opposed to the thigh.
And that's going to be a ring out
So
off the lei tai.
Off platform. That'll give Kuniev 2 points.
And a
Comfortable lead
better
there.
lead, yeah. Stalking. Red trying spinning technique. Not a bad strategy in this weight class, I'm sure. Not too many spinning back kicks and et cetera at 90 plus. And he's down.
It's down. It's like Varlet is fighting a mountain there.
Yeah. You just see he's such a big opponent. You know, he's Belarus having to try, or Belgium, sorry, trying to have to loop his punches up to land on him. And I'm sure in his gym, maybe that's not a common thing.
Rizvan Kuniev showing us active hands too. So
Yeah. Oh, he's not just big. You can tell he knows what to do with his weight. Here we see roundhouse kick connecting with the arm.
push kick.
Front kick, and that was the
with a
slip. Yeah. Some grazing shots, some connecting. But you can just see that power. And again, when you're the biggest guy in your gym, you're the 90 plus from your gym, and you go out and then suddenly there's another 90 plus who's taller than you, bigger than you. Sometimes that can be a tough thing to deal with. And that's our bell to have the platform judge return. And fighters, Russia already up on the lei tai. He's ready to go.
Our second round of this 90 plus kilogram bout.
And
First round going to our fighter in blue from Russia, Rizvan Kuniev.
Belgium getting up on the balls of his feet, kind of trying to move around. Good idea. Some good in-tight fighting. Not going to score, but again, any damage you can do, maybe use it to your advantage. Still low scoring. Oh, wow. Head kick attempt from Belgium. One warning for passive holding to Belgium.
Belgium still within 45 seconds.
Yeah. Nothing on the board for him. And there's a
2
definitive
points for Kuniev. But still,
Kuniev trying that tight uppercut there
kicks. He's within striking range. And
Hard
good
high kick.
block for
Yeah.
that roundhouse kick coming from Kuniev.
Now the hands are going loose, and he's trying some bigger shots here,
Kicking
Russia.
off both sides.
I don't know, can he... I didn't know if he was going to go for the lift on the big man, but content to just hold on. Belgium needs to throw some offense here, get some points. There we go. Try and get some points. Still not scoring, but...
He's trying. He has to punch up so far just for a headshot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Kuniev is punching down.
Yeah, maybe a leg kick or something, you know, change it up. And see, when you get there where you're stuck in your guard and the taller fighter, bigger, heavier fighter is just putting their arm on your shoulder and their weight down, you're holding their weight, which is absolutely exhausting. And you can't explode. You can't throw hard shots. Leg kick. Some punches landing there.
We're in the last 7 seconds, and Kuniev has sizable lead here.
Yeah. Good right hand by
Was a good
Belgium.
right hand that got him on the scoreboard for at least one of the judges.
Yeah. And that'll be the
But
round
not enough.
and the match.
The bout goes to Rizvan Kuniev out over Renaud Varlet of Belgium in our men's 90+ kilogram round of 16 match.
I'd say it was David and Goliath, but it was Goliath and bigger Goliath here.
There is Kuniev
Wow.
trying that spinning hook kick.
Yep. And both trying uppercuts, a hook coming around behind the guard. But you see that clinch there, that last image, that all that weight coming down on your shoulders pushes into your legs. You can't explode upward. You can't kick. And it's just a suffocating way to try and fight. So good match for these guys. 90+ kilos. We have Russia
A very
moving
good
on.
match for our 90+ kilogram for our final match of this second session this morning. 23 this afternoon. 23 bouts, some action-packed bouts today. So many of our fights that we saw go to the final, a number of those fights to the final 10 seconds. Exciting
Absolutely.
in these early rounds of competition.
Just edge of your seat action when it's like that.
Absolutely. To our audience, for those of you who are enjoying this competition, we have another session on this first day. We will rejoin competition again at 7:30 this evening for another round of exciting Sanda competition.
Don't miss it.
Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again in our live stream